I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. And here's another question someone sent to me. And if you'd like to send me a question, email it to JobSearchRadio@gmail.com. And by the way, this is Job Search Radio. And the question reads, who should I address my cover letter to when there are multiple recruiters? Again, who should I address my cover letter to when there are multiple recruiters? Now, I've got to pause for a second and say, why are you sending the same resume to multiple people? Are the jobs identical? No. But you think one resume is going to get you the interview at all these places. Now, this is my backdrop on sending out multiple resumes in one email. You know, people spam resumes to recruiters and they get angry when they don't get a response. And the issue is you as the job hunter act as though these people owe you a phone call and owe you a contact when they don't. What they are attempting to do is to fill a position, and they are being paid by an employer to find talent that fit the requirements that have been specified. They are not there to find the job for you. You are not paying them anything. And yes, you are a part of the equation, but the person who is paying them is purchasing their time to do this. So if you are going to, and I can only describe it this way because that's what you're doing, spamming your resume to multiple people, it doesn't matter whether you have it addressed to one person or another, because all you're doing is spamming your resume. What you should be doing is sending individual resumes to people because each individual job is different. By doing that, you're showing care and attempting to demonstrate the fit. Now, I want to be clear, I'm not talking about major rewrites of your resume, because if there are major rewrites necessary, you shouldn't be applying for this job because you don't have the background, right? So let's come back to reality for a second. If you're someone who is mass emailing your resume to a bunch of people and think who you address your cover letter is going to matter, trust me, it doesn't. What really matters is how you show you're fit for the role, and who it's addressed to is absolutely pointless, because unless you have the background, they're not going to talk to you. And it doesn't matter if you're talking about an agency recruiter or a corporate recruiter. Now let me come to corporate recruiters for a second in particular. Let's say you're sending your resume to 5 different corporate recruiters at one company. And you've decided that this is a firm that you want to work for, and you're sending it to 5 people there. Trust me, those 5 recruiters are not working on the same jobs, and they may not even be working on the same type of jobs. You know, I used to talk to people in recruiting who work for software firms. Now, there'll be people who work on product management roles, people who work in technology roles, people who work on marketing roles, people who work on administrative roles. Completely different functions. I named 4 there, and trust me, there are a host of others that someone could be responsible for. Sending a resume to all 4 of them is a waste of 3 of their times, and sometimes 4. So find out the specific recruiter who handles the roles that you're interested in. And I'm saying interested in because if you're spamming resumes, you're just flipping resumes over the transom. You really don't know or care about anything other than I want to get my resume in front of you. You're not trying to help them fill a job. You're just trying to find anyone or anything that might possibly give you some traction. Now, on to getting traction. When I think about getting traction with a recruiter, it involves developing a relationship over the course of time. And people who did that with me, developed very nicely in their careers. And I'll also say that people who don't do that complain that recruiters are transactional. And in point of fact, you, the job hunter, are transactional. So I'll say to you that with agency recruiters, try and do things to make yourself stand out in a positive way. Help them fill positions by referring others to them who fit jobs that they're trying to fill. If they ask you if you know someone, actually give them a recommendation. Don't make it seem like, oh, I have to talk to them first. Just give them a recommendation. What's the big deal? And help them and let them help you. Again, who should you address your cover letter to when there are multiple recruiters? No one. You shouldn't be sending out spam to people. And one last thing, I used to get so many emails from people where they were addressed to 75 or 100 people. Really? And all you show yourself is that you're spamming your resume to the Western Hemisphere. And what I wound up doing was deleting them. Frankly, after doing that a couple of times, do you think many of the mail providers are going to deliver your stuff? Answer is no, they're not. So don't worry about who you're going to address your cover letter to. Focus on having a tailored resume that you submit to each position, and you will do much better. Hope you found this helpful. Again, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. And if you'd like to connect with me on LinkedIn, send a connection request to me at linkedin.com/IN/the Big Game Hunter. Mention that you listen to the show, because I love hearing from folks who watch this show or listen to it. And I also want to say, if you're interested in my coaching, you visit my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us. There's information on the site about how I can help you, plus a ton that you can watch, listen to, or read that's in my blog that will help you find work more quickly. Have a great day. Take care.